Oh, hi folks, this is Andy from daytradeexpress.com. I thought I'd do another video because I'm getting quite a few emails really asking me as to how I can actually trade on 1 minute, simply because there's a lot of noise and everything else. And my view to that is very simple really, and it doesn't mean it has to agree with anyone. A few minutes will make the 5 minute, a 5 minute will make the 15 minutes will make the hour, and so on and so forth. So to actually say that you're going taking, if you like, your lead from the hour, in other words, if the hour is positive, is green, therefore I'm only going to take longs on the 1 minute. Who says? I mean, the hour has got an enormous amount of movement. If you look at the 1 minute, I mean, look at the one today. 7:45 in the morning. This, by the way, a lot of people, sorry, just digressing for a second now, I have not taken a single trade yet this morning, simply because the setups really weren't quite right. It wasn't positive, and as you can see, this is it varies from, what's that, 6816 down to only 96. So in effect, really, all that you may see as a really terrific move, in fact, it's only about 18 pips difference. The reason a move is just simply because of lack of it, if you like, and it shows that there aren't any. I haven't taken one. I'm not quite sure how it's going to develop, and usually I finish about 9:30, so I just I have to be patient really and see what happens. Anyway, going back to the previous one, you know, if you look at, let me just put the hour just to see what it will actually show us. I think that will be a lot easier, to be honest. Well, okay, let me do this for a second to make it right. Okay, well, there you are. This is basically what's been happening since 8 o'clock. You can actually see that is a well and truly down. Now, if you have a method here where you can actually take a trade on the hour, that's fine. Now, to me, there are 3 green candles, so, and is in fact had taken out the previous high. So to me, this is a positive and one we're thinking along, and yet we have a situation which is a negative candle, if you like. Now, if you go to, say, the 15 minutes, just to see exactly how it goes. Now, the 15 minute, again, there it is. There's the 3 big candles here, had taken over the previous high. Now, if you have, again, a method here whereby you can take a short, that is fine. Now, I haven't, because I don't deal with those time frames. I use very short ones. I'm in and out, and that's about it. Now, if you go down back into a lower time frame, you can see the movement. You can actually see some movement, but again, even on the short time frame, there isn't really a definite move as such. And as I said, you can actually tell simply because the range of all this is only literally 18 pips. Now, why do I trade on short time frames? As I said, I feel more comfortable. I don't want to stay in front of the screen too long, and I don't like leaving things overnight or have it set and forget and whatever else. I like to see what I'm doing. I don't want to spend more than about 3 hours in the morning, depending what I'm doing. I've got other things to do, but I consider myself a full-time trader. It does not mean that a full-time needs to be from 9 to 5, and that's really why I decided to do trading. It's just simply giving me more time to do what I want to do. Yes, there would be some trades. I think the short time frames will always give you something to do. And I call it even part-time, if you like, because there will be trades. Okay, today, for some reason or other, it is slow, and you're going to get days like that. If you think you're going to sit in front of the screen and get 3 or 4 trades straight away, well, you can. I mean, yes, you can do it. but it's really worth it. I think at the end of the day you need to pick up your setups, and in fact we all have setups, and despite the fact that you have XYZ, there are within that what I call A+ setups. Something else has happened. It's not just the setup in isolation, and that really in effect it will come by screen watching. You really need to keep looking at the screen. The fact that you have a method does not mean that I do exactly what the other guy does and suddenly I'm going to get a lot of money. It's a question of how you see that movement. You can see really I've been doing this for about what, 7 or 8 minutes I suppose. No, maybe not as long as that. A 5 or 6 minute video, and you can see really it's going nowhere. It is 94 to 99 6,800. So what's that? 6 pips. Nothing at all. So why jump in? If you don't get a setup, you do not trade. So keep sending those emails. I've always responded to the people who send the emails either through the website or well, really I rather prefer the website, to be quite honest, because sometimes YouTube is a bit of a pain and takes a bit longer really to do that. But I thought really, because I'm getting quite a few why do I do on shorter time frames, I thought I'd just do this email. And whilst I'm actually doing that, let me show you something from yesterday, which I intended doing a video from yesterday, but other things prevail. I put this trade, by the way, on the blog, but I'm just going to, there it is. Okay, now this is really what I was going to put yesterday as a video, but I didn't. Again, here I suppose there is a fair amount of range, if you like. This one up here is 6680. And the low is 6650, so you've got a 30 range. This one here really is the one that I took on yesterday. Only one here. I'm not quite sure whether anyone who downloaded the method would come back and say, why didn't you take it? To be perfectly honest, you can see there's a very long candle there, and it's not really a setup. I think if you analyze and go back into the document you downloaded, you will actually see that is not, definitely not a trade. Over here you can actually see again nothing is happening. This is between 6665 and 72, so it's only a 7 range in there. There isn't really anything here to pick up. I think you're not seeing that one. Let me just move the video slightly. Okay. This is, as I said earlier, this is really only a 7 pip range. There was nothing really here to give me that to get into that breakout. It was 20 to 10. No way I'm going to sit and wait for it. So one of them is happy today. That's fine, no problem. Look, I think if you look at a chart, you could always say, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? Listen, this is hindsight. We're talking about live trading here. It's easy to say, well, look at this one from over there, 6680 down 30 drop. Is there anything you can do to pick it up? Well, trust me, if you start looking at that, you will fail miserably. There isn't. If there isn't there isn't one. Forget it. It is not possible to create a setup for every event. It's just impossible. And if you're trying to do that, it's not going to be any good. You're wasting your time. You're going to be moving from one into the other. Stick to 2 or 3 setups and watch them and see how they react. You know, okay, this one here, 30 setups, you only lasted, what's that, 10 minutes if you like. That's all there was. So there are other things to do. Okay, yesterday again, there wasn't that many. Another day you get 3 or 4 in the morning. You might wish to extend your times into 12 o'clock. I don't know how many hours you got available, or you're a part-time or a full-time person. In my case, I know what I'm doing. I don't want to be too long. Yeah, sometimes I may stay a bit later, depending what I have on. But, you know, when I looked at all these, I thought it's about time I went. And that's it. Okay, I hope this has been useful. If you want to send any emails, please do. I'm always happy to respond, and have a good day. Bye bye.